Hey y'all, come on through, come on through. Why don't I see myself yet? Hold on, y'all. I should be coming back in a minute. I'm here, I'm live. Why am I not seeing myself live? Okay, maybe that's why I wasn't seeing myself because I was getting a phone call. Okay, where am I? There I go. I'll give y'all some time to come up in this camp. I will give y'all some time to come up in this camp. Hey, Chef. I'm good. How you? I'm giving y'all some time to come up in here. I'm by myself today. Tremel was asleep. I heard him wake up. He might come down and get in the live. He might. Hey, Monica. Hey, Reese Cup. I'm by myself today. Tremel was up all night sewing. Hey, blogs. You gonna act right today? You wasn't acting right in Monica's live talking about you gonna send me a David box. You can keep that. You can keep that. I don't want that. Hey, Lois. Yes, 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 y'all. Tremel might end up in the comments. I don't know if he just woke up. So he might end up in the comments or he may come downstairs. You gonna act out because of blogs and fiction. That's fine. Blogs is my girl, so that's fine. That is definitely fine. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Danny. I'm letting all y'all come in. I said Reese Cup. I saw you, but hey, anyway, if I said it twice. Yes, y'all. I have really had to do a lot of soul searching today, y'all. Because it's funny. My topic is don't let nobody take you off your game. And I was about to get taken off my game. So I had to revamp and you know. I had to revamp and oh, thank you, and I'm glad you're feeling better. I was praying. Me and Tremel was praying for you. We was, cause I know you said you wasn't feeling well. So I had to revamp and reorganize in my head and get my headspace back to where I was about don't let nobody take you off your game, cause I was about to get taken off my game, and we can't let that happen. All right, y'all. So I will get started. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you all for being here with another episode of Coffee with the Kings, even though it's just one king. So anyway, today, if you was on Monica's live, you heard Monica's live about don't let people take advantage of you. My live is not about the same thing. Mine is don't let people take you off your game. Because when you're successful and you're succeeding and people see that, they come up with reasons and excuses why you don't need to do what you're doing, why you shouldn't do what you do. And it's only because they can't do what you do. They don't know how you do what you do to be as successful as you. So they come up with reasons and excuses and try to make you sit there and doubt yourself and make you revamp what you've been doing because it's like they try to throw that doubt in your mind. Because once it's there, it's there. And once somebody says something and you go, well, maybe they were right, or maybe I should, or maybe I could, or maybe it's throwing you off your game. You know what to do. You know what you need to do. You know what you should do. Only you know what you can do for you. So you can't let nobody throw you off your game. And I tell people all the time, if you want to, and when I say fight, I don't mean physically, so don't take it that way, because I don't mean physically fight. But if you want to fight with me, we're not going to fight in your arena. We're going to fight in my arena, under my rules, in my way. I'm not going to fight you in your arena the way you want me to, because I'm always going to be off my game, because I'm letting you pull me into something that I don't even really want to be a part of. But if I keep you here where I need you to be, that way I can control everything. I can keep you at bay. I can decide when and how I want to say what I want to say, and when and how I want to do what I want to do, because I'm not running behind you, chasing you to get you. We have to stop letting people give us doubt of what we know to be true. We can make decisions. You'll be all gung-ho, I'm going to do this, and call one of your friends and say, you know what? I had this great idea, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And the first thing they say is, you sure you want to do that? You really think that's going to work? And guess what you start doing? Good morning, everybody coming in. Guess what you start doing? You start, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I should rethink this. Maybe I should do something different. Maybe I should, and it's not necessary. It's your idea. It's what you want to do. So do what it is that you want to do. Thank you, Monica. You do what you want to do. Stop getting validation from people that don't care. At the end of the day, you have very few people in your life that really care. Sometimes it's hard to figure that out. Sometimes it's real hard to figure out who's in your corner and who's not in your corner, because a lot of people will pretend to be in your corner and they're really not in your corner. They're there for a reason. They're there for a reason, and you have to figure it out. There's plenty of times when I've had friends around me and I want to say, you know what? They're using you, boo, but I mind's my business, because it's none of my business. You have to see that for yourself. I can't be the one to open your eyes to everything, because at the end of the day, both of you are my friends, but they're not doing to me what they're doing to you, because they know they can't get away with it with me, but they can get away with it with you. So sometimes, even as a friend, you have to sit back and say, I gotta watch this play out, because who am I to then you get a kick from watching in the bushes? Then, who am I to do that? And maybe this other person knows what they're doing and doesn't mind. But at the same time, it's like, you have to sit back and reevaluate the people in your life. You really, really do. Because everybody is not there for the good. Everybody's not there for the good. People a lot, and I'm not saying all, because there's a lot of people in your life for a reason and a season. Some people are there to inspire you to move on and go ahead with your life. And that's their whole purpose in your life. It's just to inspire you and move on. You guys go your separate ways. There's no bad feelings. But that was their whole purpose, was to come into your life, to motivate you, to get you the way you need to go. Because the other day, me and Tremel was going to talk about blocking your blessings. And Monica had touched on it. But the same way people can block your blessings, you can be blessed by other people. Meaning that I can be so blessed that the people around me are getting blessed. Me and Tremel have watched this happen. Me and Tremel have tried to help somebody and have done interviews with them. And everything stayed the way it was. There was no major changes. Someone else came along that me and Tremel know. They did the same thing me and Tremel did in a whole different avenue. And this person's business is popping now. Just popping. So this person, although me and Tremel tried to help them, our help wasn't the help that they needed, because they already knew we believed in them. They already knew that we supported them. And I tell y'all this all the time. Your help will come from strangers, and you want it from the people that you know. But this stranger to this person was a total stranger. Got the product and was like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And just started blowing it up And all of a sudden, this person's business just picking up, a total stranger. The person even inspired them to move on to another level that they never thought they would get to that level, because that person, the stranger, inspired them to a whole nother level of understanding about what they did 10 years ago. And where me and Tramel did it, it was, I thank y'all, but they already knew me and Tramel believed in them. But when a total stranger came along and believed in them, it was a aha moment. And that's what I be trying to tell y'all that's what I tried to tell y'all most of the time. That was horrible English, what I be trying to, That's what I tried to tell y'all most of the time. Most of the time, your validation is going to come from total strangers, not people that you know. Most of the time, most of your motivation is going to come from total strangers, not people that you know. Stop looking to people that you know, because most of the people that you know don't have your best interest at hand. Hey, Monster. Most people you know don't have your best interest at hand. They're only there for a reason. They're only there for whatever they can get out of you, and then they're moving on. Most of me and Tramel, what inspires us is when total strangers sends us emails, or total strangers hit us up on Instagram and tell us how we inspired them to do whatever, or we inspired them to have a better day, or we inspired them to seek help for things that Tramel has gone through, that they've gone through, and they just sat there and was like, I'm praying about it, and nothing ever happened, and now they're going to seek help, and they're happy that they listened to us. That's the motivation that we need. Because when we look to people that we know, it's like, okay. I had plenty of people sit and send me videos of people, you need to watch this person on YouTube. You need to watch this person. Not one time do they watch my videos, which I don't care. But I'm just saying. The validation ain't coming from the people you know. The validation is going to come from people you don't know. Hey, Leo. Hey, Michelle. Hey, in Q's world. Tramella's in the comments. He's in the comments. So, the validation is going to come from, the best validation is for me, is people that I don't know. Because the people that I do know, I already know. Because I only have a handful of friends. I can count people that I consider friends on one hand. Because everybody else is just people that I know. That the same revolving door they walked in my life, they can use to walk out. I don't care. Because a lot of people, because Tramel is the boisterous one, Tramel is the one that when you watch the videos, y'all think Tramel is the hothead. And he is, because I have to sit back and let him do what he does, because it doesn't make sense for both of us to be on 100. I tell y'all that all the time. But I'm the one. I'm the one that's the real hothead. I'm the one that will flip a table and you'll call the police on me because I have destroyed your whole store because you pissed me off. Not Tramel. He's going to yell and scream and curse you out. And he won't hit you unless you do something to him. Me, I will flip a table in a minute and destroy everything around me because that's just who I am. So I have to stay calm. I had to learn to keep my calm. I had to find my inner peace. And I find it funny that people think Tramel is the one. It's hilarious to both of us that everybody thinks Tramel is the hothead and I'm the calm one, when in actuality is completely the total opposite. Like, he told y'all how he went off on Walgreens. Guess whose turn it was to go off on Walgreens yesterday? They called me, and I'm like, okay. So we started the conversation. It was going good, and I told the man what I needed him to do and how I needed him to do. Oh, we can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? Well, what about this medicine I just picked up? Did you do that? Because they told me that they did that when I picked up this medicine. Oh, no, that's not what they did. Really? Well, how about this? How about all the medicine is still stapled up in the bag and I'm going to bring it back to you tomorrow? Oh, no. Well, what you want, I said, don't tell me what I want can't be done. My insurance told me to tell you how to do this. So either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. And if you're not going to do it, I'm bringing back what I picked up. You will charge it back and I will go get it done where I know they will listen to me. So the choice is yours. Well, Mr. McRae, I said, Mr. McRae, my ass. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm not sitting here talking to you no more because apparently you don't know what you're talking about. I'll see you tomorrow when I come in the store, and that's the last thing you want to happen. So you don't have a good day and goodbye. And I hung up on him because I was getting furious. And I was in the process of cooking, and I was like, oh my God, I just oversalted my flour to fry my chicken. But thank God I didn't, because I'm just dumping seasonings in because he is pissing me off. And I really wanted to get in my car and go over there right then and there, but I said, no, stay calm. So I just was, at that point, I got a stomach ache because I really wanted to go there and turn him completely out. I got a stomach ache and I'm cooking. And like 5 minutes later, my phone rings again and I knew it was him. Mr. McRae, what do you want? Oh, it's me. I forgot what his name was. Let's say Bobby. It's Bobby calling again. So after checking out some information, I asked somebody that was more versed in insurance than I was, and actually we can do what you need to do. Oh, can you now? Yes, but the person that could do it doesn't come in until midday tomorrow, so will it be all right if I call you midday and they'll even fix the medicine that you picked up? Okay, Bobby, if that's what you can do, I would appreciate it. I don't have a problem. If you can correct your mistake, fine. Oh, no, I'm guarantee you today, it's going to be a whole nother story. I guarantee you today, it's going to be a whole nother story. But you can't just let people take you off your game. You can't. I am like, you can't let people take you off your game. Like, he was about to take me into his arena, and I said, you know what? Let's bring this back over here. We're going to do this the way I want to do this. So let me just tell him not to have a good day and hang up on him, collect my thoughts, and do what I need to do tomorrow. Because at that present moment, with me cooking, and you not messing up my dinner, you not messing up my evening, you just not going to do it. Tramel had just brought me some beautiful flowers. I was feeling lovely. So I was like, you're not going to mess up my day. And then when I went upstairs, I told Tramel, I said, well, you might get your turn up time because they just got me. And he was like, see, they just think they can tell you whatever they want. And I'm like, no, they called me back and they, quote unquote, are fixing it. So we'll see what happens today. But I gave you that as an example of me not letting him take me where he wanted to take me. Because had I just said, let me react the way I wanted to react was to turn off all the flames, get in my car, and go to Walgreens. And probably right now, Tramel would be sitting in front of you because I'd be locked up. Because I would go in there and I would flip everything. And it wouldn't be the first time I did it in the store. I have turned stores out and flipped everything off the counter and threw it all around the store because they pissed me off. And that's why, y'all, I tell y'all, I stay calm. Because I have like a rage inside of me that just goes ballistic when people try me. I have a rage that is I had to learn to contain it because I knew I couldn't keep doing what I was doing. It just ain't, it ain't something that I'm proud of, and it ain't something that I'm bragging about. It's just something that I know is there that I had to learn to control. That's why when Tramel says, oh, I want him to turn up with me. No, he don't. Tramel ain't never seen that side of me. If Tramel sees me flipping stuff and throwing things around, he will stand there and he would probably go from 100 to 5 because he would try to calm me down. Because I don't like that. I really don't like that side of myself, and I don't let that side of myself come out unless it's absolutely necessary, which for me, feeding me the okie doke makes it necessary. Feeding it to me makes it necessary. And, it's just, I got thrown, like I said, so far off from what I wanted to talk about today. I literally had to sit and say, Lord, just bring me back in. Bring me back in, bring me back in. Because I had to say, Jesus, bring me back in. Because I need you to bring me back in. And I don't know. I don't understand why people try to feed you the okie doke. Like you're stupid. It's like, say what you mean and mean what you say. Just say it. Don't nobody care. Only person cares is them. Don't nobody care. When I tell you I don't care, like I've been accused of that all my life. When I say I don't care, yes you do. No, I really don't. Oh, you have to care. Why? Do it involve me? No. Do I care about anything that don't involve me? No. Do I even like you? Probably not. So why do I care? Why? Now, if you my friend, that's a whole nother story. If you my friends can get on the phone and call me any time of day, any time of night, vent to me, cry to me, whatever the case may be, I'm there. But if I don't know you like that, I don't care. Do what you want to do. I don't care, but just remember for every action there's a reaction. And you're not going to like the reaction you get from me. Because I tell people all the time, people tell me all the time, you overreact. No, I don't. Just because you slap me on this side of my face don't mean that I'm going to not take this hand and break all 5 of your fingers. And that'll teach you to slap somebody again. That'll teach you to slap somebody again. Because when all your fingers are back at your wrist, you'll think twice before you raise your hand to slap somebody else. And that's how most people need to be. Instead of making excuses for people all the time. And that's just how they are. Oh, they do that to everybody. They do it to everybody because everybody allows them to. Jenny typed a message. Let me see. I knew how that is. My mother had stopped me from going off on this one in Texas. All I kept saying is, Ma, go outside. I got this. She said, no, dude, you aren't getting arrested today. Danny, I had a situation with my mother the same way. And my mother kept telling the man, don't make my son upset. I'm telling you for your own good. I'm telling you, don't get my son upset. And he looked at her and said, and what's going to happen when he get upset? I said, Ma, go outside. And it was like a scene out of a movie because she's walking outside. She said, I told y'all not to make him upset. Now I'm going to have to get him out of jail. Well, I tell you, I completely turned that store out. I completely turned that store out. I'm sure they had, it was so bad. I walked out of the store calmly and then ran to my mother's car when I got outside. I said, girl, hit it. The police are coming. She was like, what did you do? I said, you don't want to know. I said, you do not want to know what the inside of that store looked like. And my mother, all you heard was her car going, and her pulling off. Woo, because my mother would walk. It was funny because my mother, she knew that the only way you would get that out of me is if I'm just a person that I don't start with people. I just don't. I live and let live. But when people start with me, I have a problem with that. It's like, leave me alone. I'm not bothering you. If you don't like me, don't be around me. If you don't want to be my friend, then don't be my friend. Just go. Don't talk about me, don't nothing, because I'm not talking about you, because I could care less. And like if I say the things that I be thinking for real, y'all would think I was a horrible person. But I'm going to say it because I just be sitting back looking at somebody and goes, your life is meaningless to me, so why do I care what you think about me? I don't. You not Oprah. You not Tyler Perry. So why do I care what you think about me? You have nothing to offer me in my life. So what do I care? And that's how you have to do some people, because they really try to tear you down and they really try to act like they such a large major contributor to your life. And all they giving you is drama and problems. They're not giving you nothing constructive. They're not giving you nothing to move on and be positive with in your life. What are you really, you need to sit back sometimes and go, what am I really learning from this person? What am I really getting from this person out of my life? And half the time, most of the people in your life, the answer is nothing. But if you sit back and say, what are they getting at from you being in their life? You can have probably a list this long. And those are the people you need to remove out of your life. Those are the ones you need to remove. Because at some point, Both of you should be gaining something from a friendship. And I ain't talking about monetary stuff neither. I'm talking about friendship. I'm talking about companionship. I'm talking about conversation. I'm talking about empathy. I'm talking about all of that. I'm not talking about money and stuff. Because if a person ain't got, they ain't got. They can't give you what they ain't got. You have to sometimes sit and make a list. What am I getting from this person being in my life? And if your list is longer of what they're getting from you versus what you're getting from them, that's somebody you need to evaluate in your life. And again, the list don't need to consist of, oh, this bitch brought me a Gucci belt. Oh, I remember when they brought me this, and they brought me that, and I brought them this, and no, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not the basis of a friendship, because anybody with money can do anything for you. Even before Tramel, I would hate when I meet people and all they wanted to do was buy me stuff. It's like, that don't mean you like me. I told my own mother one time, I said, Ma, you never tell me and Tracy you love us. And she said, what? I said, you never tell us you love us. And she said, but you don't know I love you? I said, why? Just because you buy me anything I want? That ain't love. That just means you got money and you can do that. And from that moment on, my mother, up until the day she died, always told me and my sister she loved us. Because sometimes you have to tell people because they don't realize that you may be that person that needs to hear that. Everybody don't need to hear that. Some people just, you show them you love them by cooking them a meal or checking on them or whatever it may be. But some people need that to hear, I love you. Some people need that. Some people need you to walk up to them and just give them a hug. That's it. That's all they need. Everybody ain't hard. Everybody ain't. I was like that. I needed somebody to tell me they love me. Sometimes Tramel will just be somewhere and I just grab him and hug him. And I'm like, just because I want to. I don't want nothing. I just want to hug you. We'll be just somewhere and I'll be like, I love you, right? Just because. You can't take for granted that people just automatically assume that, well, we're together, so I know they know that I love them. No, they don't know that until you tell them. But everybody doesn't need to hear it. Everybody's not a person that needs to hear, I love you. Oh, yeah, I saw that this morning, Michelle. But everybody, some people need the physical. Some people just can't sit and deal with, because they sit in their mind and they go, I wonder if, well, they ain't never said it, but, they're always there when I need them, and I can always call them and depend on them, but sometimes you need to hear it. Sometimes you need to pick up a phone and tell your friend, you know what, I ain't want nothing, I just call and say I love you. That's it. Sometimes that's all it take. Sometimes that's all it take. It don't always take. Sometimes it don't. Hey, Antoine. It don't always take what y'all think it take. Sometimes it just take a smile. I was thinking about you today. To just make them content and happy in the fact that they love you, or they're your friend, or they're your boyfriend, or they're your girlfriend, or your husband, or your wife. You know how many people that are together that just take for granted because we together, I don't have to say I love you no more, or I don't have to hug you no more, or I don't have to be as affectionate as I was in the beginning because we together. So that's that. I love you because I'm still here. I love you because I ain't divorced you. You can't do that to people. You can't do that to people. You can't just assume because you feel a certain way, they know how you feel. Some people need to be told. Just like some people need to be told to kick rocks. Some people need to be told, I love you. Or, I care about you. Or, I was thinking, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. Some people need to hear it. Not everybody. Not everybody needs to hear it, because then when you don't hear it, you sit back and start questioning their friendship. You sit back and, they ain't really my friend, because if they was my friend, they would do such and such. They ain't really my friend, because if they was really my friend, then, they would move this way or they would move that way. Why? Because the person ain't moving the way you want them to move. Did you tell them how you wanted them to move? Did you tell them that this is what you require? Did you tell them maybe they're not used to doing stuff that way? If you don't, my thing is this, if you don't tell a person what you, and that was one thing me and Tramel did before we got married. We sat and I asked him and then he asked me, I said, what is it that you require from me as your husband? Because if I can't give it to you, I'm not marrying you. And he paused for a moment and he told me. And I said, you know what? You are I can do all of that. And he asked me the same thing. And I told him what I required and he told me he could do all of that. Because there's no reason for two people to be together if you can't give them what they need emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And that's where people mess up. That's where people make mistakes. Because these are conversations that need to be had, but people are scared to have them. People are real scared to have conversations that are questionable. Well, I shouldn't have to tell somebody how to love me. Why not? I had to learn that. I had to understand that I knew love from my mother and grandmother on a level that probably not many other people could top what I know. And that was always my problem. I always said people didn't love me because they didn't treat me like that. Because the way I know love was a whole different way. Most people don't even know love. I had to accept the fact that people show me love the way they know how to love. And if you never experienced love the way I experienced love, your version of loving me versus my version, I'm always, and I already know this when I say this, and by no means is it meant to insult, and by no means is it meant to make my husband feel bad. I will always love more than the person I'm with. Because I know love like my husband doesn't know love. He doesn't know love like I know love. He knows it now because of me. So it's a learning process. So things in the beginning that made me mad to say, Tramel don't love you, Tramel don't love you. But it was me because I was expecting more. Because that's what I would have done in that situation. And you can't do that to people. You can't expect somebody to love you the way that you know love or the way that you expect love unless you tell them. And him and I actually had this conversation. I don't even know if he remembers it. But I said to him, I said, you know what? I have to learn to accept that you don't love the way I love. And that you know love in a different way than I know love. Because you can't expect. But what I'm saying is, that's not to say he treated me bad. Because Tramel has never treated me bad a day in my life. I can never give you one time my husband treated me bad. But it's because I had this thing. If I went by what I felt, how I should be loved, I would be sitting here by myself for the rest of my life. I know I would. Or I would have to meet somebody who knew love exactly the way I knew it. Because we all sabotage ourselves that way. Some of us want to say love is getting people because we were always whipped and say, I love you, I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. And that plays on people's mind. So a lot of people sit back and say, why she with him? He beating her up. She can't possibly think he love her. But yes, she can, because every time she was a child and got a beating, she was told, I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. And most of us got a beating and they said that. Most of us got a beating and they said we were getting a beating because they loved us and they was teaching us a lesson. A lot of people keep that in their head. A lot of people keep that in their head. Or you have somebody like me that was loved beyond, like, it's ridiculous. It was one day that I literally sat and I cried before I met Tramel. And I just cried and I cried. And I asked God, why did you give me this ability to love people the way that I do? I hate it. I don't want to love people this way. I don't want to care about people the way I care about them. You made me just like my mother, just like my grandmother, and I despise it and I hate it. I promise you. You know the voice in my head said? Because I have you love like that because I'm preparing you for somebody who don't know that type of love. And I was like, did I just, sometimes when you hear, you be like, did I really hear that? Or am I think, that's what I heard. And then when me and Tramel got together and he started telling me things, I resorted back to that conversation I had with God in my mind. And I said, wow, okay, okay, I get it. Because it was, I can love a person to the point where it made me sick. I hated it. I hated it. People could do things to me and I still would sit there and I would still care about them. I was still, Tramel knew about somebody and me that we wasn't even speaking. And a situation came up and I was like, well, you know, I could call this bitch and ask them because I know if I give this to them, they'll, you know, take care of it and what have you. And I really don't want to do this, but I'm doing it for the sake of what it was. And I did it. And Tramel was like, I just saw another side of you. Because if you're my friend, you're my friend. As much as I might not speak to you no more, as much as I might not put you a part of my life no more, that don't mean I hate you. It just means that we can't be friends. But the person ended up taking it and thanking me, and both of us went back to our lives the way they were. Because there was no reason for us to think that we were going to be friends anymore, because I knew I wasn't. I had already been down that road and I was done. I just knew that this person would take care of what it was that me and Tramel were giving them. So there was no reason for me to be your friend anymore. It was, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do this. And it's hard. It was hard for me. It was hard for me to, sometimes it's hard for me because as much as I want to hate a person, as much, my father, I used to want to hate him so bad. And he came to see me. I was 25. The last time I physically saw him, was that the last time? No, it wasn't. But the last time I saw him while my mother was alive at her house, he came and I was like, I hate you. He was like, you don't hate me, blah, 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 blah. And I broke down crying and I said, you know what? You're right. Because as much as I want to hate you, for whatever reason, I can't. And I was so angry with myself because I wanted to hate him so bad. You have no idea how bad I want to hate my father. But I just don't. I don't hate him. I just don't. It's just, we just don't see eye to eye. He doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. So I learned to accept. I love him. If it wasn't for him, the great, yes, y'all know is Joseph wouldn't be here today. So he did something right. He did something right. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Because I have seen my mother and my grandmother, but like Monica said today, she saw the man and wanted to bring him in the house. My grandmother would have brought him in the house. And all of us was like, are you crazy? Why would you bring this man in the house? My grandmother would have done it. My mother has helped people that I sat back and was like, Ma, all they want you for is your money. All they want to do is take your money and take, and you still give them. Why? Well, because they're in need. No, they're lying. They're not in need. No, Joe, you don't know that. Yes, I do. They're lying. And if you didn't have the money, they wouldn't probably even speak to you. Like, no, Joe. And I just sit back and I'm like, oh my God, I can't. My grandmother was the same way. And unfortunately, part of that rubbed off on me. Because one thing, nobody taking advantage of me. That would never happen. That would just never happen. I can see that coming a mile away. And that's why I say to y'all, you know, use your little spirit of discernment and figure out who's in your corner and who's not in your corner, honey. Because I have watched my mother and grandmother get used severely. And then when it was like I told y'all, when my mother died, wasn't nobody present. Didn't nobody come to me and my sister and say, you want some water? You want this? You need that? All they wanted to do was come and cry on our shoulders like my mother was their mother. Oh, she did this for me. Oh, she brought me this. Oh, she brought me that. And you know what my response was? Well, the bank is now closed. Because you won't be doing it to me. And I knew good and well they wasn't going to do it to my sister. Because I already told her, the first person calling you asking you for money, you better get on the phone and tell them to call me. Because that wasn't going to happen. That wasn't going to happen. When I was going through addiction, I finally told her, okay, I missed some of that conversation. I had to explain this to my daughter with her biological father. I said, just because he doesn't do this or that doesn't mean he doesn't love you. He doesn't know how to show his love for her. You know what, Christine? I get what you know what? I love him, but there's a part of me that says he doesn't love. I'm not going to say he doesn't love me. I'll say he doesn't care. Because he's great to run around screaming, I know when your birthday is. I know when your birthday is. You born in April 16th, 1971. I know when your birthday is. Okay, well, how come you never sent me a birthday card? In 49 years, you ain't never sent me a birthday card. You ain't never picked up a phone and called me and say, hey, son, happy birthday. But you want to brag that you know when my birthday is, but you ain't never picked up the phone and called. You ain't never sent a card. You ain't never said boo. I give him credit. When his sister, my aunt, told him, well, she thought I had a heart attack, but I had a stroke, that I had a stroke. He called me. I was shocked to see his number come across my phone. But in the process of talking to me, the whole conversation then turned around to become about him. And I'm just sitting there like, here we go again. And I just let him talk. And I was like, all right, thanks for calling me. Because he always says, I never call him dad. Never. For what? I don't feel like you're my father. You're a man that I know that contributed to my birth. I'm not calling him dad or daddy or none of the things thereof. It was at a point where I was calling him Joe. Because that's how I felt. But Christine, I kind of get what your daughter is saying. I do. Not so much, and you're right. I don't think he doesn't love her, and she shouldn't say he doesn't love her. I would say, like me, I would tell her to say, if she feels that way, I would say that he doesn't care, because that's how I feel. I don't feel that he doesn't love me. I feel like he doesn't care, and as a child, it's hard to sit and kind of love somebody that you feel don't care about you. It's hard. It's just a hard thing. It's a hard thing to swallow. It's a hard thing to do. I see some of y'all making comments, and for whatever reason, they are not coming up on this tablet, but I see them on the phone. Hey, Leslie. And I see them on the... I don't know why they're not coming up. Let me close it out and pull it back up. Yep, they still didn't come up. But anyway. Yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot. And all of that was just sitting there this morning. But like I said, something else happened, and I was sitting there like, ooh, I'm pushing all of that to the side, and I'm going to talk about this. But then I said, you know what? Oh, now they're popping up. Little by little. My daughter calls him by his name. I can't relate to her because my parents are still together. Christine, you know, I just told you I call my dad by his name too. I don't, like, referring to y'all, I'll say my father or my dad, but to him, I won't give him that satisfaction, especially since I know he realized it when he said it to me. You know, you've never called me dad or dad. For what? I have tried to get it right with him for the longest. I even told him, I'm grown. You can't teach me how to shave. You can't take my hand and take me to school. You can't put me on a school bus. All those things in my life you miss. We are both grown men. Let's just have a grown father and son relationship. And he just cannot do it. He acts like I'm the father and he's the son. And I walked out on him. And for the longest time, I felt some kind of way. But then when me and my half brother got together, who walked in his exact footsteps and became a preacher, and by the way, my brother is coming out with a book in September. So now both my sister and my brother are authors. I'll let y'all know when his book come out. But my brother walked in his exact footsteps and is a preacher and everything, and he don't deal with him. So I said, well, damn. You know, in the back of my mind, it was almost kind of comforting that he didn't deal with me, because I felt, well, he's a preacher and I'm gay, so, you know, he says one thing, but he don't deal with me for this. And I kind of made it right for me. It kind of gave me a reason. But when my brother, he don't deal with him, he ain't gay. I got a whole nother niece. Just the prettiest little thing named Kennedy. And you don't deal with your son that is walking in your footsteps. I don't get it. Like, that's the part I don't get. I don't get it. Like, at least when I felt I had a reason, because sometimes we need reasons and we really don't need reasons. That's another thing. We always need a reason as to why people do what they do, as to why people act the way they act, when in actuality, you don't need a reason. Take it for what it is and move on. And that was my problem. I was looking for a reason. I was looking for an excuse for him to make it right for me, when I didn't need to do that. It is what it is. He just don't want to be bothered. Period. End of story. I don't need a reason. I don't need an excuse. And a lot of us do that. Well, just tell me why you don't want to be bothered with me. Just tell me why you don't want to deal with me. Just tell me why. Why do you need a why? Are you going to fix something? Whatever they say is broken, are you going to fix it? Are you going to change it? Are you going to what? What are you going to do? Why do you need a why? All you need to know is that it's happening. You don't need a why. You don't need a why. You don't need a how come. You don't need a nothing to that degree. You just don't. You really don't. Yes, it would be a wonderful thing if we got a why. Yes, it would be a wonderful thing if I had some understanding why you're acting the ass. But guess what? All I need to know is that you acting the ass. And that's all I need to know for me to move on. But we always need a reason to move on. His aunt pisses me off so bad. She raised my daughter's father and gives 1,000 excuses as to why he's a deadbeat. They showed it. I said no, and here she come. You know what, Christine? My aunt was the same way, always telling me, because, you know, when I was younger, everybody called me JoJo. Hey, Victoria. Everybody, she would always tell me, JoJo, give your dad a chance. JoJo, give your dad a chance. When my mom died, she came to my mother's funeral, and when my father didn't show up, she said, you know what? I am never, ever going to tell you to give my brother a chance again. After he didn't show up for you right now today, I am never going to ask you to give him a... And she, honest to God, she's never done it again. Because she used to always tell me, that's your father, JoJo, just please. And I would, you know, I told y'all, I don't hate him. As much as I want to hate him, I don't. But she would always beg me, please give him a chance. And then when he didn't show up for my mother's funeral, he didn't even, everybody was like, call your son. He only has one living parent right now. Call your son. He didn't call me for a whole year. I'm not even going to tell y'all the excuse he gave me as to why he didn't come to the funeral. Because I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the phone like, are you serious right now? You are. Because then you have to deal with self-absorbed people as well. But one thing my father knows, that my mouth, I don't have no, I told y'all, if I think it, it just shoots right out. So anybody that knows me knows, and he knows I'm going to say what I got to say. And I told her, I've never disrespected my father, but maybe twice. And that time I told him, I said, you a stupid idiot if you think that my mother's funeral would have been about you if you showed up. She was your first wife. I was like, you had 2 more after her. She was your first wife. Your sisters still referred to her as their sister-in-law. That was my mother. The mother of your first child, who is walking around with your entire name, because I wasn't married at the time, with your entire name, and you're going to sit and tell me that you didn't come to her funeral because you didn't want it to be about you? Why? You thought I was going to kill you? And then because you were laying there dead, it was going to take away from the fact that my mother was laying in a coffin? Bruh, you have lost your ever-loving mind. And I'm sitting there like, that's when I knew that enough was enough and I couldn't deal with him no more. And I had to let God, I told God, you know, when we see eye to eye, face to face, you cannot hold me responsible for not having a relationship with him. Because clearly you need to fix him first. But he'll get up in the pulpit and preach all this stuff, but then he ain't got no relationship with neither one of his sons. But that's neither here nor there, because that ain't I ain't got an answer for that. What I got an answer for is that you know that I didn't just walk away and not try to deal with my father. I tried, it ain't working, and I'm done. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally, totally okay with that. I'm totally, totally, totally okay with that. I don't have, in the beginning, I was, you know, but now, y'all saw my video. If you didn't see my video, moving on without my father, I'm totally okay with that. Totally okay. But I'm using a lot of stuff that happened in my life as examples for you guys, for you to see that a lot of times you don't need reasons why you should walk away. You don't need an answer as to why you should move on with your life, because in the process of looking for your whys and getting excuses, all you're doing is letting somebody beat you down. And again, not physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're letting people beat you down and destroy you. You just need to move on and know that in your heart, a heart of hearts, you're doing the right thing. Most of the time, and I don't care what nobody say, your mind is always telling you to do the right thing. I ain't met one person yet that disagreed with me when I say this. Your mind always tells you to pick up and leave. Don't be bothered with them. Everything is the way you think it is. But your heart tells you something completely different. And guess what we always do? We always listen to our heart. We never listen to our mind. Well, most people never listen to your mind until it's too late and your heart done got you beat up so bad that you ain't got no choice but to listen to your mind, because you like, oh no, I'm not doing this no more. I'm done. Your heart will always make you do things you don't want to do. Your mind, I don't care if you had somebody cheating on you, lying to you, stealing from you. Your mind always told you they took it. They with somebody else. They ain't come home because they with this person. They with that person. Your mind always knows. But guess what? Your heart always wins the battle. And I had to when I realized it's always a battle between my mind and my heart, as much as I hated to go with my mind, I had to learn to go with my mind, because my heart was going to get me jacked up every single time. Every single time my heart was going to get me jacked up. Every single time my heart was going to get me jacked up, because my mind knew. I could tell you the time, the day, the place, and who you was with. But in my heart, no, he at work. He at work. I know he at work. He ain't with him. He at work. Boy would come to my house and yell for him out the window. No, that ain't his boyfriend. No, because he claimed I'm the only man he would ever deal with. No, that ain't his boyfriend. Then, you know, then it's starting to build up and I'm getting angry. I said, if your little boyfriend never come to the house again, you going to catch us in bed together. Why the boy ain't never come back to the house again? Because my mind knew what was going on. My mind knew what was really happening. But my heart kept telling me, no, you love him. He's not doing that to you. He loves you. He would never do that to you because he loves you. But my mind was saying, child, you being played like a $2 whore. Right, blogs? Your heart will have you walking around raggedy, looking a hot mess, looking a fool, and this person running around. And that's another thing. Then when you leave somebody, I give a person 3 days 3 days for you to cry, reality to set in, and for you to pick up and really move on. Because after that, you gotta realize that when people in your life are doing you wrong, they ain't sitting around worrying about you. They ain't sitting around crying about you. They ain't sitting around mad and angry because guess what? They got what they needed and they going. They going to the next victim. You the one sitting around upset, mad, and crying and I'm going to get them and I'm going to do. No, it don't require all of that. 3 days. Cry. Figure out where you went wrong and fix it and move on. Period. That's all you need. You don't need 3 days. Because anything past 3 days, it's a pity party. And you don't need a pity party. And you can't tell a person how to grieve and move on, but at the same time, it becomes a pity party. Your friends are tired of hearing you cry about it. Everybody around you is tired of hearing you because everybody's like, well, child, we all saw it. We tried to warn you. So now you want to sit and cry on everybody's shoulders when everybody tried to warn you from the get-go. And now we all supposed to feel sorry for you because you just came to the realization. Because most of your true friends sat there and told you didn't need to be in that situation. But you insisted that the situation wasn't what it was. And now that you come to that realization that everybody was right, 3 days. Cry, figure it out, and move on. Period. They don't deserve. I try to tell people, you are still being controlled when you sitting around worried about who a person with, what they doing, where they at, when you already left them. You are still being controlled. You're still being controlled. You're still being controlled by this person. As much as you don't want to be controlled, but it's under the bed. Yes, it is. It's all the way under the bed. Trust me, I saw it. You're being controlled by this person. Y'all see Mr. came out of the bed. You're still being controlled by this person. Low key, you are. And they moving on. They living their life. They are living their life. They ain't worried about you. They ain't thinking about you. They doing their thing. But you are still letting them control you. It's all the way under. You are letting them control you by thinking about it and contemplating what you're going to do and how you're going to get them. I tell people in a minute, I ain't got to plot how to get you. I'm going to let it go. Because if you really want revenge, the best revenge on a person that did you wrong or a friend that did you wrong is to move on with your life and be successful at it. Your success is revenge enough. Your glow up is success enough. You ain't got to sit around. People that lie and cheat and all of that, all those things are going to be exposed. You ain't got to be the one to expose it. I just had this conversation with somebody this morning, and I said, guess what? You ain't got to expose this person, because this person is going to expose themselves. Little by little, they're going to expose themselves, and you don't have to worry about it. You just sit back and wait for it to happen. Trust me. I'm older than you. I know what I'm talking about. And you know, I used to hate when older people tell me that. But now I find myself telling that to my friends that are younger than me. I'll be like, trust me, I'm older than you. I've been there. I've seen it happen before. And now I feel like I'm the old person in the group. I mean, technically I am. Though I don't look like I'm 49. I'll be 50 next year. Right, Monica. Karma is real. Yes, and I want to have a big 50th birthday party. I want to have a masquerade party, speaking of me turning 50 next year. I want to have a masquerade party where everybody wear all black. And the only color in the room will be the mask that you have on. Whatever mask that you want to have. I don't care what colors they are, but I wanted to do that for my 40th birthday. But unfortunately, my mom had died the year before. And I just wasn't in the mood for a party because that was my mother's thing. And you couldn't tell her she wasn't a party planner. So for me to have the party, I just couldn't do it. So I always said when I turned 50, here come Mr. Man. Now watch Jomel. Now y'all saw he was sitting here the whole time quiet. You left your phone upstairs?
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Y'all saw Jomel quiet the whole time. So that's my plan for my 50th birthday party, y'all. And that's what I want to
Excuse
do.
me, guys. Hello.
He's calling Jesus from his bosom.
This is
Oh, he ain't really calling Jesus from his bosom. He got a real phone call.
Okay, though. Thank you so much. You too.
All right.
Little white girl realness.
That was a real phone call. I heard her on the other end. I'm like,
Yes,
is he calling
yes.
Jesus from his bosom?
No, I ain't called him. I ain't spoke to him yet.
I woke you up for your appointment. You know that, right?
Yeah.
No, I wanted to make sure that you remember.
Hey, everybody. I know I came in here like a tornado girl. Yes, a tornado. Woo! I was in the bushes.
You like being in bushes?
It's cute. It's cute being in the bushes. But then when when you feel some type of way about what the person's saying, then you got to come up out the bushes and let them have it.
Monica say, hey, Tramel.
Hey, Manawana.
Yeah, it's
Mom
me.
life. Mom life.
Yes. So, what do you have to add
Hey,
to what I
Blog.
said? Yes, because Mr. Man didn't go to sleep until like 7 o'clock this morning.
He
was up sewing all night. See,
Yes.
I told you, Monica. What was you sewing?
I made myself a shirt.
Oh, okay. See, I was wrong, Monica.
What?
She asked me, what was you sewing? And I said, you were sewing Jomel some clothes.
I did have plans to make him something
See?
today, but we'll start on it. But the project that I was working on, because I had this vision in my head of what I wanted. Remember those denim jeans you gave me?
Mm-hmm.
I scrapped them and I made a shirt out of it. But I haven't finished the shirt yet. The shirt is dope, though. I can't wait to show y'all when I finish.
Yes, because me and Monica was talking about you. She saw you laid up in the bed, knocked out.
Oh no, you didn't show Monica me sleep.
She saw you laid up in the bed.
The shade of
sleep.
it all. See the shade of it all.
Hey, positive
Y'all, you see
Mukbanger.
how he be taking pictures of me sleep and videos and stuff. He hate when I do it. Like whenever I try, if he wake up, I get a picture like this.
Blog said when are they gonna see the shirt?
I'm gonna.
You gotta finish when?
Y'all really need me to commit to this because you know how I am, Joseph. I go from one
Tramel
straight
is the
to
king
next.
of starting something and not finishing. So yes, blog, stay on him for wanting to see the shirt every day that you see him on a live. Type,
don't
did you finish
tell
the
her
shirt?
that.
Did you finish the shirt? Because that'll force him to finish the shirt. Because he'll start it today, and the next thing you know, he won't never pick it up again for like 5
I
months.
gotta fix the shoulder to show something happened on the right shoulder, so I gotta fix it.
Lois said you can't wait to see the shirt.
Oh, it's dope. It's dope. Y'all know. Now y'all know me.
Positive Mukbanger laughing because you said came in like a tornado.
Yes, girl, like a tornado. That's right. Today, that's what I want y'all to do. When you enter a room, I want you to come into the room like a tornado, girl, and just spin around and give them light. Give them light.
Oh,
I'm feeling very that today. I'm feeling very, very that today.
you should.
I'm
You had
so
a good
happy.
little rest.
Huh?
You had a good little rest.
I know, but Joseph, you know I got insomnia, so anytime I sleep.
That's why I didn't wake you up. That's why I woke you up and said, are you going to reschedule your appointment? Because if not, we got to get up. And
Yeah,
you
she
said,
just called me.
reschedule. I said,
She just
okay.
called me. Yeah, she just called me. But yeah,
But we still got to take him
take him
to the vet
today.
at 2 something.
Oh, okay.
I think 2:45 we got to be there because they got to check his teeth.
What teeth? You
Child.
shouldn't have none, child.
Ain't nothing
All
wrong
that
with them
doing
gums.
them damn rib bones he was chewing on. Want some more rib bones? Did you learn your
He
lesson?
been real good today. He didn't make. Did you see him while I was live?
I was.
He didn't say.
I said something in the comments. Did you see the comments?
And I thought when you came, he was gonna do something, but all he doing is laying in between.
Did you see the
them.
comment I left? I said Jomel is behaving himself.
Cause I didn't want to keep looking down at this and not look at this. Like certain comments, I was seeing and reading, like Christine's comments, because I could identify with her daughter.
Why? What's going on? What you talking about?
With like the situation with her daughters and her father.
What's wrong?
And Q said she been in the bushes too.
Yes, girl. I love being in the bush. This new coffee cup I got. I made this coffee. Joseph, I got up and made the coffee like around 6 o'clock.
And I drank mine.
Mine, I woke up and it was still hot.
Oh, that's a good
This cup is the bomb.
Look,
$8 at the dollar store.
We were positive Mukbang said. She said every time she come in here,
What?
her new thing is she coming in like a tornado girl
Yes,
in her Tremel
girl.
voice.
Yes, yes. That's right.
Yes, y'all. So I hope y'all got something from my message today, because I'm not even lying to y'all. Today, I was so taken off my game and my spirit was so upset that I literally had to ask God to give me the right things to say, because I refused to be taken away from what I wanted to convey. So I really had to.
Really?
You don't understand.
You was sitting over there saying something.
I was up there saying something.
Yes,
I was sitting over there saying something. I was sitting over there saying something. I'm telling you. And I just, it just is.
He is just being such a little love muffin
Well,
today.
he's just being so patient and kind. You is patient. You is kind. You are love.
What you got planned? He got something.
It's a plan, child.
Yes. I think he know he's going to the venue.
Reese cup. It was at Dollar Tree.
Just a cup?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah.
Was it Family Dollar or Dollar? No, it's either Family Dollar.
It was
Family Dollar.
$8. I swear to God. And I think this is a 24 ounce.
Because you made that coffee at like 7 o'clock.
It's still hot.
Because I looked at it and said, oh, he going to be mad his coffee. He going to have to make
the
more
new
coffee.
Cups that they got now with they all aluminum on the inside. All those cups are good. Like we have one upstairs, and you put ice in, and I swear to God, 24 hours later the ice is still there.
Yeah,
like,
the blue one you see me drink out of, I love it because like when I wake up at night, especially if I'm hooked to the dialysis machine, I used to have to tell Tremel if he was awake to get me something to drink, but now I just put my stuff in there. Yeah. And it'll stay cold all night long up until today, until the morning, even to the afternoon. Because if I don't drink it all,
we supposed to be advertising for the other company.
Well, the other company does the same thing.
Coin.
Well, they would if somebody bought it.
They ain't giving us no coin. Did y'all know that we taking on advertising?
And put a little tornado.
That's right, a little tornado, girl.
And
Joseph.
Okay, so now you're gonna act up, but that's fine because it's almost time to go off, so that's fine.
What time? You gotta go this afternoon, right?
At 2:45, I think. I gotta. They sent me a text, but I got the app on my phone, so I could check it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, y'all.
Well, you must have had a good show today.
I believe I did. I believe I did. I believe that what I said helped somebody. I hope it did.
Well, you got a lot of people in here that will get the message.
No, I did because it's just people, and it's something that it took me a while to understand. You don't need validation from people that you know. You don't need a why as to why people treat you and act the way they do. And you get 3 days to cry, figure it out, and move on. Period.
I mean, all that.
I mean, I gave y'all like 3 messages in one. I did. I gave y'all a couple of messages today. Because all that was just there. But
all that, y'all. I'm telling you.
I'm sure each message was for somebody different. Even with me talking about my father, Christine may be able to go back and help her daughter in a way that she couldn't, because like she said in the comments, she don't understand that because she has both her parents. But letting her daughter see me or relaying what I said about my father, her daughter probably can comprehend and understand what I'm saying, because I tell people all the time, like I tell girls that I know, don't badmouth your baby daddy. Kids will grow up and see what type of men they are. They'll see for themselves. You don't have to badmouth.
Don't do the vindictiveness and all that stuff.
The more you badmouth them, especially when they little. Because when they little, all they know is that's my daddy, that's my daddy. As they get older and as they see he really don't want to be bothered with. I want one of those today. As a grilled cheese. As they see their father when they get older and they can really understand and they can really comprehend. They'll be like me and Christine's daughter.
Ooh, with some chicken noodles.
They won't want to be bothered. That's the only thing we didn't buy yesterday was cheese.
Yeah.
They won't want to be bothered. They won't want to, you know.
Yeah.
It's just let your kids make their own decisions about their fathers.
Yeah.
Period. And it's hard because I can't even imagine as a mother what it would feel like that you're constantly taking care of your child and this man doesn't want to be bothered.
I think women love their children so much that they want to just make sure and just make sure that their kids know that I'm the one that raised you.
But they know that. You don't have to say that.
I'm the one.
I know when my mother died, even though my father was alive, I felt that there was nobody else around that would ever love me unconditionally.
Yeah, but they be so mad at their man. They be like, oh no, you ain't getting credit. No. You ain't getting no credit. Which kind of credit you get when I'm the one that's taking care of him and I'm the one that's doing it and I'm doing this? But I come see him when I get good and ready.
You have a job today.
What's
Positive Mukbang said you need to make a shirt that says "Into the room like a tornado girl."
Woo, Lord, yes. That's my new saying. I love that. Like a tornado girl.
Right, and it's just, you have to let your kids figure it out for themselves. And they're not going to figure it out when they're young.
Your kids are smarter than you
think.
They're not.
They're going to figure it out when
their kids credit.
They're going to figure it out when they start turning 10, 11, 12.
Sometimes
teenagers.
Before that.
Sometimes before that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Some kids just know. I mean, I'm telling you.
No,
kids are smarter than their parents.
No, but I didn't form an opinion about my father until I was probably 12 or 13.
Right, but
because as a child, I just wanted. No. But what I'm saying is
these kids today.
No, but what I'm saying to you, Tramel, is because you just want to know where they are. Right. So you where's my dad? Can I call him? Mm-hmm. And things like that. He was still my dad. It was still, that's my dad. But when I got old enough where I can call him and say, oh, I'm doing this. Can you come? And he never show up. Or I'm graduating. I want you there. And he never show up. Mm-hmm. That's when I realized he don't want to be bothered.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is a lot of these kids, parents, you think you holding back something, protecting them and stuff like that because you don't think they can take what you telling them. Parents don't give their kids enough credit because a lot of parents don't think that their kids are. They don't realize how smart their kids are, and they don't realize how strong they are when it comes to things like that. You know, like you. You know, you always told me you approached your father's situation, a totally different way than other people did. He showed you a lot of things by action and da. You know what I'm saying? But you were smart enough to figure that out for yourself. And your mother, she stepped back and let you do that, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm saying a lot of these kids today, they have that ability already. Like some kids, y'all think they don't know, honey, but they know what's going on.
Positive. If Tramel doesn't do it today, I'll do it because I was actually in the process of making a face mask yesterday.
Well, he wanted me to
and I don't know why I tried to do it on the phone knowing good and well I couldn't do it on the phone.
What y'all want me to make a face mask?
I'm going to finish making the face mask that I started yesterday, and then I'll make a shirt that says, into the room like a tornado girl.
Yes, like a tornado girl. But, you're right. You're right.
All right. I have talked for an hour and 15 minutes. Right. And the relationships are different. Reese Cup that the parents have are different. Well, y'all, it's that time for us to go and carry on with our day.
They said no more stimulus checks. We're getting another stimulus check. I thought they said we was getting another one.
Thank you, blog, for putting in a link. I
can't wait for the interview with blogs.
They were saying that Donald Trump says that he hopes the coronavirus just disappears. And they didn't say anything about a second stimulus check, but because they're closing things down again, that's gonna push them.
Y'all don't.
That's
be
gonna
fooled.
push them to do
Listen,
another stimulus
Don't
check.
be fooled by Donald Trump. He's trying to get reelected. So he is playing very nice these days. He's trying to give the girls that.
A second check is still on the table, especially since they started reclosing most of the states they opened up because of all the coronavirus that is still happening.
It's the Republicans holding up everything. They haven't approved it. They're waiting for the Republicans to approve it. The Democrats have approved it already, so they're just waiting for the Republicans to approve the stimulus package. And that package is another $1,200 check. And then
or more.
The only one thing is changing. If the child is 17 and in school, they can get one. They get a whole $1,700. You don't get that $500 for that child. 17 and 18.
All right. So y'all, with that being said, make sure you check out our McRae's Boutique.
Yeah.
Blogs actually dropped.
I'm gonna make it like a Tornado Girl T-shirt today. I'm gonna make a T-shirt in a cup. You think I should make a fanny pack?
Maybe they might.
Yeah, I might make a fanny pack. I'll make a couple of things, y'all. A couple of things for y'all to choose from. Now, y'all gonna go and buy it, right? Y'all gonna go buy it. If y'all gonna go buy it, then hey, I ain't got no problem with making it.
Y'all some of y'all asked for a Jomel mug. We're gonna do that because I know they love the Jomel pillow.
Yeah, but let me ask y'all this before we go. I know Joseph ready to go. He been off a lot. Thank you, Joseph, for covering the show this morning. Listen, I want to know what I see. I want to start this exclusive club for the McRae Kingz, and with that, there will be a fee. However,
on Patreon,
I want to give you something back. If what I'll do is I'll put up a list of things on the community wall. Should I do it on a community wall?
Oh, you can.
Yeah, I'll do it on the community wall, right? And you guys choose for me what things you would like to see in your
gift
King's
box or Queen's gift box.
Yes. And now, ladies,
hey, let me see a transcript.
You'll have your own box, and gentlemen, you'll have your own box. So I want you men. I want your input as well. What would you like to see in your box? Would you like to see razors? Would you like to see shaving cream? Would you like to see cologne? What would you like to see? So
you're automatically going to get a king or queen ring.
Yes, you're automatically going to get a king or queen ring if you join Patreon. But I haven't written everything down yet, guys. I want to make sure that if you donate something to this platform, that you get something in return. That's how it goes with us. That's how it works in the kingdom of McRae. So, y'all heard that? Jomel is...
He's twisted himself and then fell.
If y'all listen, we listen. I don't want you to spend if you have a membership with us, I don't want you to just spend your money and pay that fee every month for no reason whatsoever, and then you don't get anything back. But some videos of me and Joseph and Jomel, like me busting Joseph upside the head or something like that. I get that to you free. I want to give back. So we are working on a club. That's why I've been asking you guys to send your $5 or $10 donation so that we may get this Patreon started. I want to make sure that I give back, that we give back. So with that being said, I'm gonna let Joseph finish out. I'm sitting over here, and the tornado getting ready to go and get him something to drink.
I'm going to get me something to eat.
I want some juice.
But anyway, y'all.
I took my medicine too.
Good.
Oh, that's the other thing I want to tell y'all. Y'all, much red tape, and just a whole lot of, nights of headaches of trying to figure out how I'm going to get my insulin. I finally got my insulin. I finally went to the pharmacy and I was able to get my insulin. It only cost me $1.90 versus $275 a month. Now it's only $1.30. So I got all my medication, and I'm taking my medication now, and my sugar is regulated. So, with that being said, I'm on my road back to being my old self. I'll be you guys, as you notice Joseph losing weight, you'll notice me gaining weight, because that's usually what happens.
Lady T.
Whenever you are off your medication and then you start taking again, the insulin causes, weight gain. So, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much, all you people that prayed for me, all you people that donated for me to get my medication. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Anything else, Johnny, come lately?
Yeah, and just help somebody. If you can help somebody, I don't care what the situation is. If you can help them out in the situation, take a little time out of your day to help somebody. You know, that's the task for today. Besides coming in the room like a tornado, the task is try to help somebody.
Like
today.
I said, somebody might need to hear I love you. Somebody might just need a hug.
That's helping somebody. Yeah, you don't have to be some task where it's physical or what have you. Help somebody. You might be helping somebody with a kind word, or with a piece of advice, or you might be doing something physical like helping them move some the room around or something like that. Do something nice today.
Anything else?
No, except for the boutique and stuff like that.
All right. Well, y'all, everything is in the description box. Follow us on all social media outlets: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. On Facebook, you'll find us as the McRae Kingz, and individually as Joseph McRae and Tramel McRae. And you can join our individual pages if you choose to. Also, you can find whatever you need in the description box. Make sure you follow MJ&J Family Mukbangs.
Yes.
There will be a panel.
Mom Life.
July 24th with Monica, me and Tramel, and it will be hosted by Blogs and Fiction.
Yes, Blogs and Fiction. The infamous Blogs and Fiction, yes.
That is something you're not going to want to miss.
No, you're not going to want to miss it. That's going to be a very good discussion.
Then Monica is giving Jayla a birthday party.
Yes.
On July, I believe,
Happy
16th.
birthday, Jayla.
And all of us love Jayla.
The Monster Mob.
I want to send Jayla something for her birthday. Monica says she's loved Barbies. Contact Monica. Her email is in her description box if you want to send Jayla a gift or anything like that. And me and Tramel don't have anything extra coming up this month yet. But stay tuned because I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
And the P.O. box is in the description box.
Thing for Pride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got invited to do virtual Pride in our city where we're from.
Yeah, we might do virtual Pride. Well, I don't know. He knows the information. I don't know yet. Yeah. So
we'll give you the information.
Once
I'll do a trailer about it. Yeah, watch out for the trailer.
Because if they do like they did last year when we were actually a part of it, we ain't going to find out till the last minute.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you all for coming as usual. Thank you all for being here with us as usual.
Why are you picking now to start?
Thank you for watching me without Tramel. And hope you enjoyed it just as much when I'm by myself or when he's by himself. We appreciate all of you.
Come on.
Thank all of you for always being there for us and supporting us and believing in us. And always remember,
I swear to God, I want to pour some hot
walk
grease on them.
in peace, love, sunshine, and happiness. And as always, Team McRae.
All damn day.
Later, y'all.
Get out of here.